outside. Just later. We got some Iraq plants going on.
Where's the? There's something in the freezer. Why don't you get it?
Oh yeah, bring that along.
Ice cream.
No, that's my Red Bull. I can't. It's so amazing. But it's such a beracha.
Where's your father?
You there?
I saw him this week. Here we go. Iraq.
Chaim, I missed you.
Miss you too. Welcome home.
You too, welcome home.
Really,
I missed you.
more. You have this, that's new to back it up.
Oh man. Oh man.
You'll get some plates.
Yeah, come on, guys, make plates.
What the rush?
All right, we're gonna start. Let's go to the Rush. Amen.
It's a holy night tonight, guys. The Erev fast. Eventually,
Yeah.
these days are going to be Tzatza B'Simcha.
Amen.
Mashiach.
All right, let's go to Gmail. This is Shabbat. I gotta remember which ones I'm doing where. Mordechai, we didn't do the Gmail together, right?
No, we didn't do it.
Gmail is a very, very strong, a very, very important message. By the Chaim's cousin, what's your name? I'm sorry. Yosef. Geese. Nice to meet you. Oh, brother-in-law. Brother-in-law.
That's friends, only married sisters.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah, we're both in Baltimore.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
planned.
What?
That's planned, but yeah.
All right.
Hashem planned it.
Hashem planned it, yeah.
Where are we?
Vayigash.
Which Parshat? Vayigash. Vayigash.
Yeah, let's go to Vayigash Gmail.
What are we doing, Dallas?
Thanks.
Gmail.
My first time freezing on me.
No, Dallas is for Shabbat.
Oh.
There you go.
Hey!
Hot pastry,
Oh, you
sweet
made
chili, mustard.
You made them?
What?
Premium product, bro. You can't drop no Zubla bag inside of one of those. Am I gonna go pro-Russian Zubla bag?
My father's coming from start. All right, well, ready? All right, guys, go to Gmail. Come on. Enough of pleasantries.
Vayigash Gimel.
Vayigash Gmail. Okay. All right. Bye. All right. So it says, Larry. We have a midrash. It says, "Vayomer Yosef el Ehav, ani Yosef ha'od Abihai." Right. The pasuk continues to say, "Ki nivhalu mipanav." Right. So they were all taken aback. Right. So Yosef. By the way, okay. I'm going to send something to everybody because I want everyone to be very clear. Okay? Hold on. Who sent it to me? How old was Yosef? How old was Yosef when he was taken? 17. How old was he when they saw him again?
33?
No, keep going. Think about it. There's
years later, right?
there's 7. No, because
37, no?
keep going. Another 2.
39?
Think about it. When did they come? Me and my father did the calculation. When did he go?
That'd be 22.
Well, my dad. Why don't you sit next to me?
Yes,
Better.
sit next to please.
It's better.
No,
He needs the props. Ellie just cares about the props.
Yeah,
He
you're a
doesn't-
prop.
It's really what it is.
I call it Shem Shemaim.
Amen. Oh, so it's on Rocha. All right, so I'll tell you. So
The later there.
Be happy to have you here.
okay. So look, So he was 17. He was 17, right? And we said, how old was he when he was what's it called? How old was he? He was 20. It was 7 years. Okay, he was in jail.
22 years later.
20. It was 22 years later. But think about what it was. He was 17. Sold for 12. He's 30 years old when he comes king. 30 years old when he comes king. Plus now 7 years of good years. We know the brothers didn't go to Mitzrayim for the 7 good years. No reason. You don't go to Africa for no reason. And then there's 2 years of the famine, and that's when things get hard for Yaakov, and that's when Yaakov says Ki yeshev b'Mitzrayim, and that's where they go. So Yaakov right now is 39 years old. Yosef is 39 years old. Now to show you, I'm going to send a picture because I want everyone to know what 39 looks like. What 17 versus 39 looks like. So hold on, I don't want to go crazy.
This is your AI Yosef Atzadik. Yeshiva boy and the pharaoh.
All right, so I'm going to send it to the Zera chat. Which chat should I just send it to the Zera chat? Is that going to be enough?
Yeah.
Whoever it comes to be like, what is going on? Okay, so let's go camera. No, photos.
Oh, what am I gonna do for Sakkal?
Okay, go ahead. I sent it.
Oh, you just did a sneaky one that
Oh,
disappeared.
yeah, that's right. Just watch it. That's it.
That's not the YouTube channel. You have a WhatsApp?
What?
You have a WhatsApp?
Okay, look. So you see the picture? Yeah, you saw it? You saw it or no?
Sneaky, the sneaky one.
Yeah, you kidding? And I think I want the. I sent the picture. You can only see one time. That's me. 70. You can't screenshot
One
it.
screen, one left.
You can't screenshot it.
Oh, that's horrible. I never
Yes,
knew
it is
that.
horrible.
One left.
That was a one-time view?
It's a one-time view. I don't want nobody saying that I'm 17 years old. Show him the picture.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it? You're not on the chat? The night caller chat.
Oh, there's a thing you can send
sorry.
and it disappears right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, look.
One time left.
Yeah, no, I know the picture. Yeah.
Probably you take.
All right. So listen. So when he gets there,
By the way, we still have all the names,
What sort of move was
all
this?
the
that you guys did?
soldiers, and
I'm learning this Zera shot yesterday with somebody, and I asked him
get this.
yeah.
Sure.
that we asked and then I asked him to do it. What?
I said, take a picture with your phone.
You can't go very far with that picture. It's not that great. Can you open the? No, we were. Okay, I'll tell you what that was. We went skiing. We went to Shorty. So me and my friends went to Shorty, ski mountain, whatever. And that's what we did. We went to what's what it was. But it was good boys. We all food. Everything's about food. We're good boys. Good high school. It's all about food, food and fire. You know, you make a nice bonfire, and then it's about eating at fires. How much could you eat? That's what. Well, no, we were not drinkers. No, we were not drinkers. Thank God, we were good boys. So, okay, Yosef tells his son. Yosef tells his brothers. Right, I'm making up for it now. Yosef tells his brothers. My father is still killing me. So Yosef says to the brothers, "I'm Yosef. I ought to be high," and they can't say nothing because they're all embarrassed. They're all shocked. Right? The definition of nivhalu is shock.
I wanted to ask, why does he ask Od Avichai? Because he already
Slow your roll. Slow your roll. I hear you.
he brings the thing and he already asked them before. So he's
Right.
asking again now. They told him Od Avichai.
So what's the double?
No, I'm just asking.
There's a double. There's a reason for the double. You're gonna see soon. It's a good question. But the Midrash is gonna take this real fast. Oy lanu miyom adin. Oy lanu miyom hatochecha. Yosef ketanan shel shevatim. Yosef was the youngest of the brothers. And the brothers lo yachlu ehav la'anot oto ki nivhalu mipanav, because they were so shocked from him. So they were afraid to answer him. Kesheyavo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we get to in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ve'yochiach al kol echad ve'echav lefi ma'asav, and he's going to reprimand us for each and every item that we did. Al had kama ve'kama, we need to be shocked and crazy. You understand? It's crazy. The Zohar, by the way, says that David, Hiskiyahu, and Asa, and there was one more king, have something all in common. They were very careful with the ma'asim, with the actions. How do we know? We bring up Pasuk David. David was the one that was very careful. It was very meticulous with the small items, right? We say dash be'akevav, like Rashi says, right? Yet David was very careful. He made sure that no matter what, he was always meticulous. So if you look at the Pesukim, which I don't know by heart, he tells Hashem, I want to be able to go in and smite everybody till they all die. Like, I want every last one of them.
The enemies,
Yeah, I want to get all the enemies, and he's asking for a beracha, he's asking for that. Hiskiah said less. Hiskiah said, I'm not as big as David, I can't ask for that. I'm just going to ask that I could chase my enemies away. That's what I'm asking for, because I think that's what I can get. And if you look at the Pesukim, exactly, he's asking, but let me throw the guy, let me let them run away. Asa asked for, he goes, I can't even do that. Let me scare them. Or you scare them for me, something like that. And then there was a fourth king. Yeah, leave it a little open, Mr. Brenner. The fourth king, what does he say? Says, the fourth king says, I don't have the zechuyot because I'm not so careful with the small things. I'm asking to go to sleep and you do it. Yes, and that's exactly what the Pasuk says. Hashem did it. It's his cow. So it's David, Somebody right after David.
No, so David maybe Asa was the one about the chasing. But
Yeah,
Chizkiah
Chizkiah was
the one that
less.
said, I can't do nothing. I'm going to sleep. They woke up. Hundreds of thousands. They were all dead when they woke up.
Dead. Because why? Because I don't have the zechut. Because why? I'm not so careful like David HaMelech and my predecessors. So oy lanu midom adid, oy lanu midom tochacha. It's not a joke, boys. Every night hashbon nefesh. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. Do a little bit. Do it.
Part of Kriya Shema Shalamita.
Right.
You have to forgive everyone, and everyone should forgive you.
But what's more important? Yes, obviously, but also very important. You have to think. Think about what it is, and think about what you did, Moshe. Think about what you did that during the day. Did I do right or not?
I forgive my wife every night.
The question is if your wife forgives you every night, not if you forgive your wife every night. So, but here's the question. The Zera Shimshon is a very logical question. Why do I need this midrash to teach me to be afraid of Yom Hadin? Do me a favor. We're all afraid of Yom Hadin. We all know about Yom Hadin, whether we want to ignore it or not. We know it's there. We know it's coming. Why do I need this midrash to tell me? What that must mean that the midrash is coming to teach me something else. You understand? Something else. What could it be?
Oh, he's connecting it to Yosef, the brother.
The midrash. Look, the whole word, the shoresh of midrash should be doresh. He's not. The midrash is not coming to teach you something that's so pashut. It's deep, but what's so deep about this? I know, but Yom Hadin, I'm very aware. It's not so. There's got to be something else besides remembering Yom Hadin and how afraid Yom Hadin is. Okay, good. Let's see. So he says, hello, kol hadavar pashut v'asechel mehayev. So you have to say the midrash will say lilmod from this pasuk some other sevara, some other logic that I need to know. It must be. So this is great. So he says, so we start from the beginning. So why did Yosef ask Ha'od Avihai right after he said Ani Yosef? Ani Yosef, Ha'od Avihai. That's the words of the pasuk. If we look in the you have it one. No, you're getting a chumash. I expect you to have the book already. So it says, right? Mem Hey pasuk Gimel. Mem Hey pasuk Gimel. Right? It says Vayomer Yosef Elehav Ani Yosef Ha'od Avihai. Right away. I'm Yosef. Is my father alive? So the question is why, you walk into someone's house or you need something, you don't exactly say what you need right away. Even Amidah, by the way, we say 3 berachot. The first berachot is shorot the what? What are the Shevach, right? Tells Hashem, Ya'el, Agadol, Agibor, Vanorah. You smooth them in. You grease the wheels a little. You don't just go right in for the kill. It's like, like sometimes like my wife wakes me up. She used to get very nervous. So she would wake, like the minute I wake up, she's asking me about bills. I'm like, whoa, wait. I'm not there yet. Right? Like, whoa. Slow down. Slow down. Okay. Right? But I need Yosef, I want to be high. Slow down. And it's making it sound like it's something bad. Like he's doing it to get them, to get under their skin. Is my father still alive? Because after all you did to him, I don't even know if the guy's alive anymore. It seems like Yosef is trying to give it to them rather than actually saying, being genuine and being happy to see them.
It's not a real question.
What are you talking about?
It's a rhetorical question.
Is
that what you're saying?
No.
Saying that?
It's not a rhetorical question. He wants to know the answer.
But you already knew the
We're
answer.
saying
Because they spoke about the Achakatan and
He's not saying rhetorical. It's a fair point, but no. He's not. It's not rhetorical.
Not like you put our father through so much.
No,
What else did you guys do to him when I wasn't around?
So, but that's what he's
alive.
Right.
so that why?
He's saying, I know my father was Bitzal for 22 years.
Right.
What else did you guys do to him?
He knows he's alive because
Well, look, you should know that the Al-Sheikh and the Kliyakad.
He's asking something deeper, someone said.
Yeah, of course he's asking something deeper. That's the whole point. I'm trying to squeeze you in. So listen. So by the way, the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh and Kliyakad both asked this question also. Why is Yosef saying, I need Yosef all to be high? It's like waking up and saying, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? It's like such like jumping in a cold, body of water, which I am against. Okay? So what's going on? So it sounds, but he says, it doesn't seem right to suggest, Yosef, right? Ho'aminu, that he came to comfort them, and he ended up what? V'sa'arinu, he ended up causing them sa'ad, embarrassment. Right? It seems in the beginning he shouldn't have said anything negative. He should have smoothed them in. You know, also.
Don't worry, I'm Yosef. Everything's okay. Don't worry.
Right. You should have skipped that and go into Pasuk Dalid. No, actually Pasuk Hey. Right? Don't be scared and don't worry in your eyes that you sold me because it's from God that sent me, not you. And I'm here to protect you. And the galut is going to start. And that's why go to your father. Go to Yaakov. Go to Haim asked. He goes, how could you think that Yaakov didn't know? Are you crazy? Come on, it's crazy. So the answer, of course, he knew. But how did he tell him? Because Yosef got the brothers to understand not to be embarrassed that you sold me, because it was from the hand of God, not the hand of you. You didn't do it. So when he go to Yaakov, he got to tell him, all this amazing thing happened. It's from God. Hashem did it, and you don't feel the embarrassed and say, "Yeah, we kind of sold my brother Mars." Right? It doesn't make sense. So I don't have to feel bad anymore that I did that. So Yosef is telling the brothers, "Don't worry, it wasn't you. That's Orah Hayim." And that's how Yaakov knew, according to Orah Hayim. He says, yeah, how could you think that he didn't know? Come on. Like kind of the elephant in the room. I mean, how long could you think it could last for? Where did all this come from, Yosef? What happened?
It's also to protect their embarrassment from telling their parents, their father, or telling Yaakov. That's what I understood. The way I understood the Orah Hayim is that you protected them from embarrassment, because if he goes over there and tells
He
them,
would not tell them, Sasha, how you doing? You late? He would not tell them. Leave the door open. Leave the door open.
He was watching on the video.
Leave it open. It's good. He's there.
Excuse that.
Come sit closer. Say hi to my father, Sasha. You didn't see my father? You saw my father? I don't feel like you saw him. We need another table. Sasha, can you find another table?
Where?
It's in the shed upstairs. Outside, it's in the shed.
What? Let us sit here.
No, I know, but we're gonna need another one. I know people come late.
No, so
I don't know. We'll find out.
The way I understood is that he purposely held it in. Maybe it's together.
Mayor Malik, right, I'm Yosef. I'm your brother. I haven't seen my father for 22 years. Is our relationship still alive? Can I make up the lost time?
That's interesting. I don't know about that one.
Well, don't have your dad. Don't bring your daddy issues in here. So listen, let's focus. Let's focus. What?
I like that.
What is that? That is not the way the Torah to stick it to him. I'm sorry, that is not the way the Torah. The whole reason why somebody wants to stick it to anybody is because the Yetzer Hara wants you to do it. Your Yetzer Hara Tov does not want you to stick it to nobody ever. I asked my rabbi one time. I said I wanted to do something. By the way, our class is in Refuah Shelema for my grandmother.
Amen.
Mazal Bat Rahel. Or Rachel.
I just got to throw a refuah shlema in for my cousin.
And Refuah Shelema for
My cousin Eliel Ben Zlata.
Mazata. And for all of Hashem Yishmor, at all the Hayalim, Bifrat, Baruch Yitzhak Ben Masha.
He's going back Shabbat day. He has to go back on Shabbat.
Yom Tov, David Ben Tamar, Eliel Ben Rachel. Okay, whatever. It's Bikuah Nevesh. It's not considered Hilul Shabbat. It is not. It is considered keeping Shabbat.
He's shining.
You understand?
He hasn't fallen. He's gone.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch B'lei Ayin Hara. B'lei Ayin Hara. Always B'lei Ayin Hara.
On Shabbat night, the Jewish guy can go on the loudspeaker and say there's a siren.
At the
It's a
Kotel.
mitzvah to do what you have to do.
You just reminded me. I gotta tell you about what happened Friday night. We had the Kotel. I'll tell them soon. Yeah, we had the Kotel. Do it call, yeah. Or just close, just leave it like a tad. I'll say it soon. The right time. Good job. That's fine. Yeah. All right, look. So now, by the way, the Al-Sheikh asked this question at the clear cut. So again, let's review. We have the Midrash that says, "Vayom Yosef Elehav, Ani Yosef Avodavi Hai." All right, and Nivhalu Panav, and they got all embarrassed and shocked is the real word. Then the Midrash says, "Oy Laram Yom Adin." Right? How? By the way, I'm repeating this. Sasha's not even here. All this for Yom Adin, right? He goes, "Oy Laram Yom Adin, Oy Laram Yom Tuachacha." Yosef, the smallest of the Shevatim, no one could answer. They couldn't answer. What's going to be Melech Machia Melechim HaKadosh Baruch Hu? We're there, and he's going to give Tuachacha for every little thing. The smallest of things. By the way, don't be nervous because that's a good thing. Because you also get rewarded for every small thing. Don't look at it as defensive. It is offensive. It is awesome. Should you not go in business because a couple of guys are going to burn you and you're not going to get paid? No. You go in business and you deal with the guys that burn you. What are you going to do? You have no choice. Doesn't mean I should have gone in business. Chaim, yes or no? You roll with the punches.
I don't know about I'll get burned that often, you know.
Well,
I'm a collector.
God bless you.
You don't get that kishka there.
So maybe I shall you. Right. So over here, right. Ve'odim kavar amru lo shalo. All right, now this is right Azriel's question. If they already told him that he's alive, right? Why did he have to ask it again? It's a great question. They know two Petrukim before, no, by being Miketz. He tells them, right? Our father, your servant sends his regards alive. So what? Why does Yosef have to repeat the question, right? And also, this is my favorite question. Why does it say Ani Yosef Hawad Avi Hai? How can it say Hawad Avinu Hai? Our father.
Or let me say Avichem, or your father, right?
Nah. Our father. What are you talking about? Why would he say Ani Yosef Hawad Avi Hai? By that one, Zera Shimshon is notorious for asking questions that are right in front of your face, and you just don't get it. It's great, right? It's an awesome question. That's right. Because why? What's the big deal, by the way? By saying Avi, don't forget the whole reason why we're here is because you sold me, right? And you threw me in a pit against my will, and I didn't want to go in the pit. And then you dragged me out of the pit, and you sold me to a bunch of Muslims, you sold me to a bunch of these guys that ended up in Potiphar's house. That a horrible 12 years. By the way, the prisons of Mitzrayim were not exactly the prisons of America or Israel. It's not air conditioning and three square meals a day. It don't work that way. It was a hole. It was a hole. You got air conditioning, by the way, but it was in the winter.
Can I just add in that my son was in Gaza for 70 days, so he was in all the different houses in Gaza, and he said they're not so bad. They're pretty good state.
Wow.
They've got a lot of shefa in their house, and the cupboards are filled with all kinds of interesting things that you would think that, because they have to search everything. Where'd they keep the weapons generally? Children's
baby room, yeah.
Yeah, and they have toy ones as well to train the kids. They have books against us. So but it's not like the way they make it sound like the way it was prison in Mitzrayim.
Miskenim there.
Yeah, they're living a good life.
Innocent civilians.
And the higher up they are in Hamas, the more nice the houses generally. And he said most of the houses had a Hamas uniform, at least one or two in every single house he went into in the cupboards.
Let me be clear. Okay, Hashem made a teva to the world. Hashem made a teva to the world. Okay, there's a teva. Don't try to change it. I'm sorry. You don't like it? Too bad. Deal with it.
He said he saw some of the Hamas, they take the babies or the families that they're forcing to stay. He saw it with his own eyes. And they put the baby wrap it around their head so you won't shoot them.
Really? You saw it?
That's what they do with the babies.
Whoa.
That's their heads.
Okay, we know this already. Ele barechev ve'ele basusim. Va'anachnu b'shem Hashem naskir is gematria. Who remembers? Baruch Shem kivo makoto le'olam va'ed. Right? Hashem Hoshia HaMelech Ya'aneh B'Yom Koreinu. Right? Hashem HaMelech Ya'aneh B'Yom Koreinu is what? Gematria what? Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. You guys don't listen. You guys don't listen. I said this last week.
Rabbi said Gematria from Rav Ginsburg recently that he said Ve'ani eftach bach, which is a pasuk in Tehillim. The Chabad is a nigun. Ve'ani eftach bach Gematria Hamas with the Kolel 109.
Very nice. So when the sirens went off, if you feel safe, you feel safe.
Ve'ani eftach bach.
Okay, right. Yeah, by the way, it's all a game of chicken. It's all a game of chicken. Your life is one giant game of chicken. My life is one giant game of chicken.
What does that mean?
Means you know the right way to live. You're very aware. You're a smart guy. You know the right way is to wake up for nits. You know the right way is to treat your kids with patience. And you know the right way is to be nice to your wife all the time. You know everybody knows to learn in the morning, to learn at night, to live in Tahara. We all know it. But yet we don't. We have issues. We have baggage. Why? Because you have Yetzer Hara. You have Yetzer Hara. But you know what to do. So your whole life is spent fighting to actually get it done. Your whole life is spent trying to get it done. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you do a little better, sometimes you do a little worse. So yeah, good days, good weeks, bad weeks, good years, bad years. By the way, I can go on. Chaim, show your bones.
Collective sigh. Somebody had to.
But the most important thing is if you do it, Hashem besimcha. Be excited. Why excited? Because you're on the winning team. And you need to act like it. You understand? You got to act like it. You cannot act like I'm the worst guy. Yeah, act like it. Sasha, everybody on the team, whether they play the game or not, get a ring at the Super Bowl.
I'm visualizing it.
Wake up for nets, wake up for minyan, like you wake up for, like, remember when in the old days when you were younger, you'd go on a trip with your friends, right? When you go going to the fight, you're like, all right, should I stay up all night? Maybe I won't even sleep tonight. I'll just stay up till 9:30 in the morning, and then so I don't miss my flight. Why? Because that's what you value in your life. What if you valued Torah like that in your life? What if you valued tefillin like that in your life? Rabbi Busu passed away at 90 years old. The Baba Salih's son-in-law. The Gabbai came at the Shiva and he tells the brothers, the sons, that your father would put tefillin on 90 years old like he was a bar mitzvah boy. Like he was a bar mitzvah boy. Because he loved the mitzvot so much that Baba Salih called him a Hasid. Not a Sadiq, a Hasid. Hasid is higher. Hasid is unbelievable. It should all be for everybody here. So we have a few questions. Let's ask the questions again. The first question is, what's the Midrash coming to teach us? Right? It's very basic and understanding. That I know I got to be careful. Yom Adin and Yom HaTochacha. Very nice. All right. But we start by asking, why did Yosef say, "Ani Yosef Odav Yahai" right away? Why don't you let it settle a minute, talk to him, tell him how he got there, and then ask, is Daddy alive? And why did you call him dad? Why did you call my dad? How can you say dad? How can you say our dad? The whole reason why we're here is because you sold me and now I'm split with you. So by saying Avi, you're maintaining the split. We want to be one, all 12 tribes together, Mr. Brenner. If I say that I am alone, that other Vihai, what? My father and I yours? What do you want to bring that up again? You're bringing that problem up again? That's exactly what he's doing. So what's the inyan? What's the concept? And by the way, the last question was also a very good question, is what were the brothers supposed to say? What were they supposed to say that caused the pasuk to say that they were shocked and they didn't say anything? Was there something to be said that they didn't? The pasuk is saying that, right? It says, look, what pasuk were they supposed to give? That the pasuk gives a reason as to why they didn't say anything. Right? Great question. Now, we have a great Gemara, Ketuvot. You have a guy named Mari Bar Asik. Asik was a guy who lived in one place, okay? And he moved to another place, and he took his younger son. And the wife, I don't remember the story completely, but the wife, you remember this? It's in two places. Baba Mitzia also in Ketuvot. The wife gave birth, or he had a younger brother. He didn't take the younger brother. P.S. that one of them grew up on the other side of town, and the other one they grew up separated. Now Asik, the guy's name dies. The guy dies. Now the other brother comes to the original brother and tells him, "Okay, half the Yerusha with me. I got half the things." And what do you say? I don't know you.
Who are you?
I don't know. Who are you?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You want to have my money?
Right. Who are you? I don't know who you are. New phone. Who this? Right. So what happens? He goes in front of Rav Hizda. They go in front of Rav Hizda, and he says, Rav Hizda says, Shapir Kamala. So the brother goes and he says that Mari is saying that he doesn't know me. So what does Rav Hizda say? Rav Hizda, yeah, it makes sense. It's been 30 years. Why would he know you? The same way, and he brings Yosef as a proof. He says, Yosef, they saw him and they didn't recognize him. Why not? It teaches you that he left with a clean face, and they met him again when he had a beard. So it's possible that so it makes sense.
And,
What makeup?
makeup and dress Egyptians. They wear makeup.
I was not there, so I couldn't tell you.
I
I don't know if Yosef wore makeup.
In the little measure says it's got to be right.
Definitely walk like an Egyptian.
He was saying in the name of Hasidic Rabbi Katz that Yosef Atzadik was going up and up in Avodas Hashem, that he looked like a different guy. They didn't see him. Like what he said.
I'll tell you, it's true. I have a Havruta, okay, that big Talmud Chacham, who's here Tuesday. Comes to my house every Tuesday. I pick him up. One few times I leave my house. I pick him up, and he gets questions all over Israel. People ask him a halachot question. It's a hotline you can call, and he's one of the guys that on anything. Isur beheter, basar behalab, the kashrut.
No?
Yeah, real stuff. Hayalim, so many questions from Hayalim. So from Aza, so many. So So, but he's in a pro. He's just started a pro. He said he felt like he was a little dry. He wanted to try. There's a new program about shahita in Jerusalem, and he's been going there. So, P.S. 6 months later, I see him. He's a different man. It's just different. He's different. You see his face. He looks more rugged. He looks more like, before he was more like, just, like very soft. But I can't explain it. He really is tougher. He looks tougher. You didn't see him before. So place, yes, does change you. So whether you had makeup or not, I don't know, but I'm sure the place changes you. So, but now Yosef, so now Rav Chizda comes and says that we learned from Yosef that they didn't recognize him. You see from this that he left clean shaven and he came back and they had on a beard and no one recognized him. Tosfot writes something different. Tosfot writes something where he says on the words, what does Rav Chizda say? Shapir ka'amar lach. It makes sense what he said to you, right? What does Tosfot say? Zeh sheba nolad kan ve'alach im aviv lemidinat hayam. This kid that was born and goes to, overseas with his father, and now that he comes back and he says, Lo yadan alach, I don't know you, it sounds like a lie. This is the Tosfot. Why does it sound like it? Because you should have said, I don't know if you were my brother or not, because I know I have a brother, because it's not like you knew you had a brother. You just didn't know who it was. But by you saying, I don't know you, now it sounds like you have an ulterior motive, like our boy over here said, you ain't getting my money, and now he doesn't want to deal with it. So now Tosfot is saying that now it seems like a lie. Ki haya lo leda, he should have known if it's his brother or not. Kevan shemakiro kodem, because he knew who he was from before, which means that if he would have tried to see, anybody go to their 30-year reunion? Yeah, me neither, but I didn't have mine yet.
No, but even with your own siblings, if you don't see them for a while, they don't always recognize, you don't always like.
Talk about somebody from school. What do you mean? For 20 years?
Yeah.
20 years, by the way.
Yeah.
You're out of school 20 years at least. All of us.
All the time I don't recognize.
Right? But if you took a minute and you tried, you try, you'll see them.
But it was this just happened to me recently here in the neighborhood, and the guy's like, dude, I know you. Like, we grew up together. And I was like, who? What? And then I recognized it was like, oh!
Right.
But if he didn't say who he was first, no way.
Because it wasn't on your mind. No.
Seder. But like,
Right.
yeah,
But how long did you talk to him?
But a good 20 years.
No. How long were you talking to him?
When he said, oh, I'm this guy?
Not long.
No.
Not long.
No.
So,
A few minutes.
Okay, good. And generally, men that see each other in the street aren't exactly so keen on small talk to begin with. So we're not exactly wanting to know who the guy is. Like, how you doing?
We're getting done.
So this is what Tosfot say. This is important. Tosfot is saying that there's a side to say that the guy should have seen who he was and paid attention because he could have realized, because he did grow up with him. So Moshe, 20 years from now, you could, if you look at an old picture, you take a minute, you could see it's the same guy.
Is this question on the brothers or is this question on Yosef?
It's a question. Rav Chizda says it makes sense that your brother said he don't know you. So it's for the same, but because he said the fact they said Lo yadan alach, I don't know you, means that. But that's a problem. If he would have just said I don't recognize you, right, and maybe you are, maybe you're not, then we would have believed you. The Beit Din would have believed him. But now that you said Lo yadan alach, I don't know you, that doesn't make sense because you do have you have a brother. And by the way, the story continues. Really, Madi was a what's it called?
Question on the brothers should have taken a couple extra.
So we're going to see a minute. We're going to see how this plays out. But you should just know the Gemara Ketuvot goes on because this guy Madi was a tough guy, and Madi had a lot of pull. And the witnesses that the brother tried to get, nobody would testify because everybody was afraid. So Rav Chizda ends up going to Madi. The brother tells him, "Okay, you got to bring the witnesses." So Madi answers, "Is this the way you rule in your court? Like this is absurd. This is what do you mean? It's his problem, not mine.
His brother.
I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do with it. It's not my job to prove that he's not my brother. It's his job to prove he is my brother.
Because of that, because he wants to take the money.
Anybody, there's a defendant and there's a plaintiff. If the plaintiff is taking someone to court, it is the plaintiff's job to prove his point. Not the defendant's job to prove that he didn't do anything. Leave the guy alone. It's his job to prove that he did something wrong. But everybody that he tried to bring, nobody wanted to testify because they were all afraid. Because Mahdi was a tough guy and everyone's afraid. So now Rav Yitzhak goes to Mahdi, tells him, all right, you're up. You got to bring the witnesses. So he goes, what are you talking about? That's the way it works? He goes, when I deal with you and your tough friends, yes. He goes, when you
have to prove that he's not your brother.
Yeah. Because, why? Because I deal with you and the words that Gemara is very harif. You and your high profile friends that try to not let it to make sure people don't testify, right? That witness tampering. So he goes, and then he ended up not being able to prove. He had to give half the money. Okay, but the Tosfot point.
So it was harder for him to prove that he's not his brother.
Yeah,
Because it is his brother.
Because he knew it's his brother. He just didn't want to do it. Imagine somebody coming over to you now and say, you have to pay me half your money. You crazy?
I'll tell him what money, boy. What are you talking about?
I was talking to my engineer.
I'll tell him I'm at the Zera Shimshon. I'm waiting for the gula.
By the way, I'm getting books. We're getting the delivery. 1,000 books. They're coming. I'm gonna put them in one spot. I'm gonna put the coupons, 100 shekel. Whoever wants to buy, you buy. Put the money there. You don't have to talk to me. Put the 100 shekel in and leave me alone.
Okay, if we're going to talk about money, there's a lot to talk about. We want everyone, we're working hard on the website, zerashimshon.com.
Yeah.
Go check it out. But even more importantly, send your names and partner so we can have more Yeshua for the Zera Shimshon and for everyone who's partnering.
Donate. Okay. So now, all right. So now we go back and now all right. So now how does this apply to Yosef? So now, the Khan over here, so Yosef already knows that they don't recognize him. Why? Because he was in front of them a bunch of times. They were in a bunch of Yosef a whole bunch of times, and nobody realized that it was Yosef. And Yosef realizes that they don't realize. Because, hello, you should have realized. Right? And he thought to himself, Yosef, Lo ya'aminu. He thought that when he says, I am Yosef, they're not going to believe me. If I'm so out of their mind, if I just now say, I am your father, brother, sorry, thank you. I am your brother, they're not going to believe him. Just like Mahdi Bar Asik did. Mahdi Bar Asik said, I don't know you. Straight. He didn't even try. So now that the brothers were in front of Yosef so many times already, and now, I'm sure Yosef's picture was on the wall somewhere, the Bet Paro, right? I don't know. But eventually they should have clocked it. The fact that they didn't clock it, we're going to assume like Mahdi Bar Asik. So what does he do? So right after he says the words, Ani Yosef, Ha'od Avi Hai, is my father alive? Why?
It's a sign to kind of say that I really am your brother.
Because if you don't recognize me, my father will.
Wow.
If you don't recognize me, my father will.
Wow.
And we had it last, right? The power of a parent. The power of a parent, right?
Where's Shimon?
He has school tomorrow. The rule is if he has school tomorrow, he can't stay up for class. He's got to go to school. Hafetz Chaim, by the way.
We miss him.
We miss him too. Hafetz Chaim would shut the lights of the yeshiva at 10 p.m. What do you mean? You go to other yeshivas, they work until 2 in the morning, they're learning. But why Davka? Why? Because you got to wake up for minyan in the morning. Hafetz Chaim would make everybody go to sleep. You got to be balanced. You got to be ready. You can't say, I'm going to learn till 2 in the morning and now wake up. You have to, the ingredients. Before you put the toppings, you got to put the right ingredients in the cake. Otherwise, it's going to take funky. Like I don't know if anybody realized the spaghetti and meat had a little kick in it. I put sriracha sauce. Okay, so Yosef says what? So that's why Davka, because they didn't realize who he was, Davka says, Ani Yosef, you should have recognized me, don't. So therefore, and why? And by the way, what does it say? She'ani Yosef, yesh lachem lahakireni. You should have recognized me. Because you saw me before that, just like Tosfot. Tosfot said that Mahdi should have recognized him because he did grow up with him. It's not like you didn't know the guy at all. You knew him from something. Right? And if you don't recognize me, my father will recognize me. Thank you. Right? Either from Misada Teva, the normal way of life, or from Ruach HaKodesh. But my father's going to get it out of me. He's going to show you that I am him, that I am me. Right? He was waiting that they should say, now that they're paying attention, that they should, that and he was waiting to see now that they paid attention that
That's what the Ramban of Shayu is?
yeah, that they're paying attention, that they should have recognized him.
Meaning like if once he says I'm Yosef, they would take a second and be like, oh, Yosef, like now we see it.
I get it. Right.
It can also be a tochacha because it says that
The Ramban of Shayu.
Yosef, he had the same face as his father.
Right.
So when he
Very
was
good.
by the
Yeah.
head,
Very good.
It said he saw a reflection of himself. He saw his father.
Right.
So
Right.
If you guys hung around our father, you would know what he looks like.
By the way, do you
Wow.
know,
Look at
He's
me.
Yosef, so he knows this.
do you know, you had Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Each one of the three,
So where's our dad?
Each-
I look just like him.
each one of the three, that's the other thing. Why don't you realize that I look like your father? Hello?
Yeah,
Abraham Avinu,
because he has the beard.
because of the whole issue with Avimelech takes Sarah. Okay? Now, right after that, all of a sudden Sarah gets pregnant. Hashem makes Yitzhak look exactly like Abraham to make sure there's no confusion. Very nice. Same year. Okay, yeah.
According to
Door. Best book. You bought it?
Yeah, I mean,
Best book.
it's
Best book.
incredible.
Best book.
Everybody should have.
Everyone should have it. Yeah, fold out. Best book. It's one of the only. It's really the only book I won't lend out. Any book anybody wants, but I'll take. Door is a book that goes from Adam and Rishon, tells you everything corresponding to modern history, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, till that's the best book. Go pull it out. It's on the bottom. So anyway, so Abraham right after. So now that Abraham, so Hashem made it that Yitzhak should look exactly like Abraham in order that people should know that he came from Abraham. But there was one problem. Abraham, now people coming to Abraham's house, they're talking to Yitzhak thinking that it's Abraham because they can't tell the difference. So what did Abraham pray for? White beard.
Oh, he was the first.
The first, right? What's that? What? Right? Why? Because we got to know who's the father and who's the son. Because the people.
Yeah, I missed that, sorry.
Abraham, there's three things that we have today that we didn't have before the Avot. First one was gray hair. Abraham asked for gray hair because Yitzhak looked exactly like him. And people, when they come to the house, the place was like the train station. Everybody was always inside. People thought that Yitzhak was Abraham. And they would give kavod for the son and not give kavod to the father. So therefore, Hashem, he prayed for gray hair. Yitzhak asked for something else. Yitzhak said, I don't want my children going to Gehinam. Okay, because we know Abraham picked. Hashem says, what do you want? By Bidi Bidi Bidi, he says, what do you want? You want Gehinam or you want Galut? And he says, give me Galut. I don't want my kids going to Gehinam. Yitzhak also didn't want us to go to Gehinam. So what did he do? He created Yisurin. What is Yisurin? Before somebody dies, sometimes it takes a minute sometimes. Why? You got to clean out before you go.
Before that, there was no Yisurin?
No. No.
They also didn't have food service.
No prohibition pickle. And the third thing Yaakov asked for sickness before you die. You heard? Mordechai. Right? Yitzhak asked for Yisurin throughout your life, so you're able to pay for what you do throughout your life, so you don't have to worry. Or you always worry, but whatever. And Yaakov asked, in order to get my affairs in order, don't let me just drop dead. And then the Midrash says, how would they die? Anybody remember? Sneezing. You would sneeze and die. L'chaim. That's where L'chaim comes from. To life, not to death. Yeah.
Where's the source of this?
But people would sneeze and die. That was it.
Do hapchi. You see hapchi?
So no, that's yain. That's yain. Why we say Savri Mananan Haim? So we know it's not a sotah. So we know that we're not drinking to a sotah. Yeah. Which source? The Midrash brings it down. Midrash brings it down where Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov all asked for separate things. All the Tanaim, they bring it down what they asked for.
Why do you say l'chaim? I missed that, sorry.
You say l'chaim for l'chaim and not for that. So regarding yain, wine, you say l'chaim because what would they do by the sotah? They'd bring out wine. So bring out wine was like an issue. So you say l'chaim like, oh, everyone chill out. It's all good. It's a good siman.
They gave her wine?
Yeah, no, what they do? Yeah. What?
After Beit Din,
In Beit Din, the guy that was going out in Beit Din, he had a last wish.
Wasn't sotah?
I thought that also, I don't know. But
They give her water. They give her water.
They would say, Savrim Aranan, what do you guys say?
Chaim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
right.
guy at the Beit Din wants to a guy that your Rabbi said that the guy that Beit Din is gonna kill him, so he has like the he has
Last class, like
he could
last
have a
meal?
little, he could have a little
No,
drink.
no. They have a glass of wine and they eat also to show that they did nothing wrong. They did halakha. They're good with
The
it.
Beit Din
Yeah.
with the guy that's
Well, it's like the brothers did.
Exactly.
Is that like the brothers did?
For his benefit.
So we say now l'chaim to say we're not like him.
No. We're making a kiddush. When we make the kiddush, we say l'chaim because we're not debating when they didn't sentence the guy to death. This is kiddush. We make a Shabbat l'chaim.
Right.
So that's why because when the Beit Din made the death penalty gezerah, after that they had a meal with wine because to show that they're good with it. He's good with it. It's for his benefit. Everything is good, so they just eat. That's why they ate also after they sold Yosef.
Wow.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you see people having wine. Oh, it must have been a death penalty going on. So no,
L'chaim.
Chaim.
Right.
Good.
Right. It was good. My father took my Tehillim the other day, and so I have notes. I write notes like whenever I learn. So I write notes. So he's reading
Highlights as
Tehillim.
well.
Huh?
You like to highlight.
I like to highlight. Yeah. So I see. So my father goes, who wrote these little notes in your Tehillim? I go, me. So he goes, they're wrong.
Now we know where he gets it from.
You want
I'm
wrong.
suffering because of you.
I don't even talk to you. I have no time.
They weren't wrong because Oscar had the same thing, right? The word Vayahel nafshi, okay? Yeah. Oscar has it and he had it as yearning, okay? But Vayahel really means an active going out, like a hayil, going out and hunting and going and doing and getting. Meaning yearning is watering it down. What yearning is, I want it, but I'm not doing anything about
Your son says we can only drink the grape juice. We can't drink
it.
No, I said the
I'm
generations
going
grape
after
juice.
it.
Right.
The old generation's wine.
But also has it as yearning.
So it gets better with age. Yeah. Is that what we're
I
saying?
guess, you see the little things. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Chaim. All right. So now this is again. So this is the clincher. This is the clincher. What did Yosef do? He said, I knew Yosef would be high because you shouldn't recognize me, you didn't, so my father will. Either side of the natural or because of Ruach HaKodesh. Either way, he'll figure it out. Right? They couldn't answer. Why couldn't they answer? This is the Hidush. Ki nivhalu mipenei habusha shehaya lahem. The shame that they had, that they didn't recognize him from the beginning. I know, and I was trying to shove it along because I need it.
The bushel was it? They didn't just recognize
The
it.
busha was me. If you, how embarrassing is it that you don't recognize? By the way, someone says, what's my name or something. It's embarrassing already. You should know. Imagine you're my own brother.
I thought the bushel was the main thing was that they sold him and threw him down.
No,
And
they were okay with that. They did a Sudan.
They did a seudah just like the Beit Din does.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Elvan comes after and says, "I told you so."
and they didn't even ask forgiveness because they thought they were right.
But Elvan after said, "I told you
He
so."
also said that they were right.
It's
But-
interesting that it says "Kinevalum mifanav."
From his
Not-
face,
not me
from his
panav.
face, right? From his panav, because you should have recognized it's me. Hello, I'm right here. How do you not recognize me? It's crazy. It's a hidush. So therefore, the midrash is saying, "Oy lanu miyom adin."
It's me panav from his face.
From his face.
Literally, like
Why?
the
Because
whole-
your face, you shouldn't recognize me. You want to say that I came before, be it Abby, all that, it's fine. But eventually, you should have figured it out. And this whole thing is showing. Can you open the window, the door a little? I'm sorry. No, is it hot in here or is it me?
It's hot.
It's hot.
We generated it.
That's good. It's good. It's itchy.
Wow, this is totally like a future.
It's so different.
Like scared
It's
'cause,
so
they
different.
sold him.
They scared. No, so why? What is the midrash telling you? The brothers are scared. The brothers are embarrassed, and they couldn't speak because they're so shocked from something that was right in front of them. So Yom Adin's gonna come, and we're gonna be involved in all the things that are right in front of us. And we say, how can I do this? I should have known. It was so easy. Something I should have realized. This is what the Midrash is saying. One sec. Oy lanu miyom adin. Why shelo die? It's not enough to say that Yom Adin I'm going to get punished hamat ha'oneg from the sin that I actually did. Ela mehamat habusha, the embarrassment that I'm going to have. that in this world, the averot that I didn't seem like averot at all. העבירות אינן דומות בעינינו לעבירות. אמנם ביום הדין, כשנזכיר בעצמנו, it's going to be known to us that the averot that we did, we're going to become shocked on what that we didn't realize that was an averah in the first place because I should have known. Easy stuff. The small stuff. That's why I started the we said about David, right? Hiskiyahu, Asa, right? And it was not maybe Oshayahu, I forgot who. But it was 4 kings. To show you what? To be careful with Dash Be'akiva, what's the things that we do. Okay, you know, if you're talking to somebody and then you get interrupted, be sensitive and go back to the guy. Go back to the guy. The small things, not. By the way, they say by Yom Adin, the Havetz Haim actually says, as we mentioned, the Havetz Haim. So Yom Adin, it's not going to be. Look, the 3 big ones we're all careful of, right? Avodah Zarah, Shefichut Damim, Gilui Arayot. Okay, those are the big ones. The ones that are going to be, that God willing, those ones will not be with us on Yom Adin. Which ones will be with us? The time we said we'll call back in 5 minutes, it was 10 minutes. The time that we yelled at our wives. The times we didn't have patience with our kids. Go look at the Vidui Gadol. It's not all killing. It's not all about murder. It's about Hirhurim. It's about, I did things, through my hand and my leg and my, all side, ways. That's what I mean. The height of Yom Kippur. If you look at the Vidui Gadol, you don't have Vidui Gadol? Sure you do.
Some do, some don't.
We do it all the time, right? we're always saying okay because we're not starting.
Vidui Gadol של Yom Kippur?
Huh?
Vidui Gadol of Yom Kippur.
Yeah, Vidui Gadol of Yom Kippur. Yes. They don't have it. Okay, look it over. I'll send it.
No, just go into a bit more detail.
A little bit. That's crazy.
Really well.
But what is it about? It's about all the small stuff.
Yosef tells them, don't feel bad because you thought you're doing bad, but Hashem sent me here.
Well, that's
So
what
you
he's
see
saying.
that it's not really 100% the pshat, this period.
Shema.
שיוסף שאומר להם, don't feel bad, guys, because you guys thought you're selling me in a bad way and getting rid of me and killing me, but Hashem sent me here to save you.
That's exactly what
So,
he's
so the real bad thing of the brother was a sale, not that they didn't recognize him here.
No, slow your roll. No.
They had no problem with telling him.
They did, because at the end, they tell him, they feel
No.
bad at the end. They tell him in the next Parshat, they say, go tell him.
What does
our
that have to do?
Abba
What does that have to do with
said-
this?
our Abba
What
said
does that have to do with
forgive
this?
us.
They didn't
That's
feel
what this-
bad that they
that's
sold
what
him.
we're saying here that the real pshat is that
No,
the
we're saying there's
brothers-
extra busha. 1 second. No.
We're saying here the pshat of the Zera Shimshon, the Ma'achuz pshat, is that they were embarrassed because they didn't identify his face. In other words, if they wouldn't know it's Yosef from the beginning, they wouldn't feel bad that they sold him.
No,
That's the
that's
pshat.
not what it says. No, sorry. No. What we're saying, Ani Yosef Odavihai, Ki Nivhalu Mipanav, is why? Because they say that they trust me, they had more regret. When Yaakov died, they go back to Yosef and says,
Right.
by the way,
your Abba said you should
Well,
forgive us
you
for
should be
what we
nicer.
did to you.
Okay,
the
so-
real sin, the real busha is that they sold him.
but the first
Not
busha,
that they
listen,
didn't recognize-
my
listen,
friend,
yeah.
family is family. I'm sorry. Family is family. Before I sell you, I'm going to be more embarrassed that I didn't recognize you. Then I'll be embarrassed that I sold you.
First they
but-
sold him.
But the embarrassment that I get to my brother,
That didn't bother them. What bothered them about the selling is that when he yelled out, help, we ignored. That was the problem.
Right.
Not that they sold him or, was there was a Pesach Din, case closed,
Dean was the dean.
Guilty. But if it's guilty, then help also shouldn't bother
right?
them.
No, who said?
Why?
true.
Once you
When
see
you
the
stone
Xardine
a
and it's
man-
done, why should I help
When
you?
you stone a man to death, you stone him without clothes because it's a quicker death. When you stone a woman, you stone her while she's clothed because she will be embarrassed.
Okay.
That's how detailed you have to be.
Okay, so Yosef was
You're
screaming-
killing the guy!
when he was screaming
And
help,
he's
help.
worried about him having clothes, not clothes? Yes,
There's Rahmanut.
that's how much.
Because he was screaming help, help.
Yeah, and they ignored him.
By the way, the Malkut, right? If a person if you get Malkut, if you get whipped, if the guy can't handle anymore, you don't give him the 40. You stop. If a guy that gets
You always
right,
stop. You
why?
always stop at 39. Otherwise we'll
No,
stop.
if it can't handle 15, you can't handle 2, you stop.
Right there.
You stop. If you can't, the guy can't handle more than
Why, you
5.
You go to 40?
No, you
Never go to
don't.
40.
Why don't you? It's the
It's
Dean,
called-
Pesach
no,
Dean.
It's called Tal.
No, you're missing the
Right,
point.
39.
You're not listening.
However, you can't take more than 6. The doctor evaluate, this guy, he's skinny, no skin and bones.
Just
He
give him
can't-
one hit,
Give him
that's
2
it.
and that's it. That's it.
Okay, let's weiter. Let's weiter.
Rabbi's crony. He's like, "Yo, check this guy."
Okay, so this is why the Midrash is saying Oilan Miyom that it's not enough that we're gonna be embarrassed about own averot. We're gonna be embarrassed of the busha that we're gonna have is that what we thought were not averot, what we thought was okay in this world was really averot, and we just walked right through it. Right? That how much we're gonna be shocked, the shock we're gonna have that we didn't know enough to recognize them in Olam Hazeh, just like it says in Sukkah, Nun Bet Amudav, the right. I'm going to spoil it for you. The Reshaim, Nidmei Lahem Kehut HaSara. Mashiach's going to come. Hashem's going to come.
They show the Reshaim.
No, Rohi, wait. I know what you're talking about, Masechet Ta'anit. I'm talking about something else, Sukkah. When Mashiach comes, the Goel is going to come. Amen. Hello, wake up, boys. And when he comes, we're going to take the Yetzer Hara and we're going to shecht him. Hashem's going to shecht the Yetzer Hara. In the Zohar HaKadosh, that's what the Leviathan is. The Leviathan is the Yetzer Hara.
We're gonna eat. We're gonna eat it. We're gonna have a suda.
We're gonna eat it. So what's the point? So the Sadiqim, he's gonna. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. My brother Leon told me that one. Leviathan's Yetzer Hara. I confirmed it and everything. But before he shechs him, he's going to reveal the Yetzer Hara. And the Sadiqim are going to see the Yetzer Hara as this giant mountain. And they're going to start crying. And they're going to start crying and saying, this is what we fought our entire lives.
Beast.
It's a beast.
Beast.
We never understood. We never saw. The Reshaim are going to see the Yetzer Hara as a Huch Se'ara. One of these guys.
He won us.
This.
He got us.
You see this? Can you see it or no?
Barely.
Barely.
This is what got us.
This is what I lost my Olam Haba over this, and they're gonna cry. And the Gemara continues to say that even Hakadosh Baruch Hu is gonna cry, Kiviyachol, crying for the Sadiqim and crying for the Reshaim. Like it says in the Midrash that when Yam Suf happened and all the Mitzrim were dying, the Malachim started singing the praise of Hashem, and Hashem says, "Stop singing! What are you singing? What craftsman wants to see his work being broken, even if it's bad? I don't want to break my stuff. I made them." It's a crazy midrash.
So that means when we kill the terrorists, we shouldn't jump up too much from joy.
I didn't say that. It's not what I said. Malachim. The Malachim.
No, but Hashem told them, don't sing in front of me. Don't be too happy.
My father
They're the
taught me.
people I created.
My father taught me when I was young.
What?
So Malachim, not to us. We sang Az Yishir Moshe. Rohi, we sang. Az Yishir Moshe. The Malachim was singing. Hashem said, "Don't sing." We sang. We sing until today. Az Yishir Moshe.
So we could
We could
Yeah,
sing.
we're involved. We get a direct benefit out of it.
Yeah, we got to deal with it.
Counter commerce Hashem.
Do it for the right reasons.
Shem Avaya. Kill.
Do it for the right reasons. Kill for the right reasons. Help your wife for the right reasons. I said today in class, I said this morning, okay?
Which class, Mr. Brewer?
Yeah, 9:15. Plug. that if you help your wife, you're gonna help your wife regardless, whether you like it or not. Trust me, I know. But if you do it for the right intent, by saying, "No, I'm doing it because there's a halakha of shalom bayit, and I want to fulfill the mitzvah," you just made it into a mitzvah. You understand? Take your mundane work, dealing with your workers, Chaim. You deal with them in the right way, the way of the Torah. You make, but have in mind, I'm doing it because the Torah said so. That changes you.
We're hiring, by the way.
Plug. So that's the first one. That's that. Okay.
Positions open.
The next answer. There's a second answer. Okay, which one? Somebody already said it. Okay, that the Yoknosh Shel Yosef, the demut of Yosef, looks exactly like my father, Yaakov. So if you don't recognize me, bring my father down. My father that has the exact same face as me, and you'll see that it's the same person, right? So say Inami lefi shaya de Yoknosh Shel Yosef domesh shel aviv haya lahem ani Yosef im en atem makirim oti. If you don't recognize me, Because I was baby faced when I left. How would Avi High is my father alive? That he's the one that will be able to recognize my face. Right? Shegam hu omed v'hatimat zakan kamoni.
You, the brothers, if you don't recognize me,
To bring my father. My
father
father
alive?
recognized me.
No, my father has a beard and I look exactly like him. So if my father's alive, you should know that I should look like my father. And you should identify me.
Why don't you recognize me? Because I look just like Dad.
Meaning that you have it's a flaw in them. It's a flaw in them saying that they don't really
So I
recognize
said a
their
different
father.
word.
Right. Do you not? You know your father. How would that be high? Is he not alive? Did he die in the last couple of years? That you don't remember what he looks like?
Yeah, you don't recognize me. Is your father still alive? I look exactly like your
No,
father.
is my father still alive?
Yeah.
Very good. Right.
And that's why it's Yom Hadin and Yom Tochacha. He's giving the Tochacha, is saying you guys have to wake up. You guys don't really know who your father is.
That's an add-on.
What?
That's good, but that's an add-on. That's good. It's good. It's not what he says.
Huh?
You don't recognize Hashem, he's saying.
It said, no, it says here, Oy Lanim Yom Hadin, Oy Lanim Yom Tochacha. What's the
No, that's the top part. Yeah, but that's not on the second answer.
But it's all, it adds, it brings.
I
it back.
agree. I think it's great. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's great.
It brings it back to why does the Midrash have to bring that? The whole point is that they're saying is, why is it such a Yom Hadin? It's a Yom Hadin because to the brothers, because Yosef is waking them up and saying, you guys didn't really know who your father is.
So you should know, I saw Rav Shlomo Amar. Okay, he gave a speech somewhere. Rav Shlomo Amar was one of the chief rabbis. Kodesh Kodeshim, unbelievable. And Moshe Fah was very close to him. And I remember he said the words Yom Hadin in a speech. And he stopped. He was at the podium and he had to recompose himself.
What's the podium?
Podium's like the bima stage. And he had to control himself. He had to recompose. He was crying. He just said the words, "What's going to happen by Yom Hadin?" And then he starts crying. Another big rabbi saw something that said 36 or something. So he goes, Elul's coming, or 37. He goes, Elul's got to make teshuvah. And he just kept walking. And somebody heard this. Said, "What 37?" And he did the gematria. Elul's 37. He's like, "Oh." He's like, "Who thinks about that?" But it's on you. But that's why, by the way, when you bring a korban hatat, when you do something, what's a korban hatat? When you do shogeg, I did it by accident. You have to bring up right para hatat, the korban hatat. How much is a pod? How much is a cow? Thousands. How much is a cow? Go to buy a cow right now. A live cow, not cut up. No, Chaim will know. What do you mean? It's business.
A sheep is 2.5.
It's 7,000.
How much?
8,000 shekels.
How much? Hold on. Let the Uman tell us. No, come on.
What are you talking about? A cow? A cow? Like I'd say.
We had this conversation.
7,000 or 8,000 shekels.
We did have this conversation.
7,000 or 8,000 shekels.
7,000 or 8,000 shekels. If I turn the light on Shabbat by accident, I got to be a korban hatat. $7,000. 7,000 shekels. Why? Mr. Brady, you hear me?
That's why there are no Eidim around you.
Do you hear me? Yes or no?
I was complaining about a Parshat.
Let me tell you why. It's true.
Oh,
No, Mazid is the whole other story. You got to make the shuvah first. You got to make the shuvah first. You can't even bring out a
I
hatat.
opened up the mail yesterday and both of my car registrations have to get paid. Oh no.
I had a tuach lemi once, like that big or bigger, like that kanas, because I just never knew. I did Aliyah and no one guided me or anything, so I suddenly find out they never had my address, and I suddenly got this huge kanas. I went to them and proved that I'm in Kollel, this, that. The guy, a nice guy, Mizrahi guy, who was working in Beitar, mevatzed it.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, we had my neighbor had a whole bunch of parking tickets. Okay, I don't want to get back to the shiur. Had a whole bunch of parking tickets, and he paid them once a year. Like that was his thing. He calls. Well, I'll tell you the Kota story. So he tells. So he calls the guy. Okay, now if anybody's from the United States of America, they know this story is impossible. Okay, he calls the guy. He says, "How much my tickets?" He says, 3,000 shekel. He goes, "Oh." So Weezer goes, "I don't know." But then you hear the guy on the other side goes, "Well, you know, you're lucky because today we're running a sale. I promise. Parking tickets, Dad, parking tickets." He goes, "We're running a sale. If you pay it all, we waive the fees, the late fees." So he goes, okay, sure, I'll do it. Come on, you sketchy. And in Brooklyn, my mother got a meter maid not to give the ticket once. It was like Mashiach came. You have no, these guys have no rahmanut whatsoever. Okay?
They actually told on the ticket, you can't talk to the meter maid here in Israel. On the ticket, it says you can't talk, if you see the guy giving you the ticket and you're there, you can't talk to him and to ask him for like to give the batel.
Good.
You cannot.
So again, so let's review. We had a midrash. The midrash said, "Vayomer Yosef el Achiv." Boys,
This guy heard on the radio. I mean, it's not shayach, but this a Jew was parking.
boys,
somewhere.
listen.
A Jew was parking somewhere, and he's coming to park, and there was an Arab guy giving tickets. He said, "Where do I pay?" He said, "Right here, by the moneda. You see the moneda? Go over there and pay." He went to pay. He came back. That wrote him the tickets.
So let's review. Let's review. Let's review. Don't be a hater. Let's review. We have a midrash.
Halabis, they know the Arabs good.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's what I told you. Hashem created the teva of the world. Don't expect anything to change. I'm not kidding. Okay?
That's the thing with my son. He's like come back with such clarity. Maybe he had it before also, but Rav Shlomo has been going on and on. Rav Shlomo Katz about the soldiers, Malach Yesharis, there are rebbes. Like he's giving them such confidence. And you think the Gadol, you start thinking about other people, and then you see what the way they're thinking. It's so clear to them. Life is so clear. They have no confusion. They're not interested in the chadashot. They're not interested in any of the bilbalim. They don't even want their phone. They just want to do their mission. That's it.
The smart ones do.
This
You
is
got-
pikuach
if you-
nefesh. If they don't, it's life or death.
All right, let's review the midrash. You had the midrash that says, "Ani Yosef odo v'chai kini v'halu mipanav," because they're too shocked they couldn't answer. Right? So the midrash says, "Oy lanu yom adin, oy lanu yom hatochacha." Yosef, that was the youngest of the brothers, right? That all the older brothers couldn't respond to him when he confronts them and says, "I am Yosef. Is my father alive?" When we get to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, had kama v'kama, that we're gonna be shocked. We're not gonna say a word. The question in Zera Shimshon is, what is so hard to understand? We know about Yom Adin. You guys should be teaching your kids about Yom Adin and teaching your kids about Olam Haba. Teach them. Why not? Why you want to keep it in the dark for? You want to keep it to yourself? You have to teach them.
Yeah, I was once by the Mir Rosh Hashiva Shir, Musa Shir Erev Shabbos. He had cerebral palsy at that time, and he literally spent the Shir, read from the Gemara, I think it's in Sanhedrin or about Yom Adin, and he spent the rest of the Shir crying, about saying again and again, Yom Adin. That was the Shir, that was the Musa. Just
It's all dimyon.
That'll do it.
The reality is Yom Adin. This is all dimyon here.
It's all
The
fake.
chicken pops, the whiskey,
It's all fake.
it's all dimyon. The real thing is Yom
But
Adin.
what's the difference? Listen, boys, there's difference between, guys, this is Chaim, this is very important. There's a very big difference between my ideals and reality. My ideals are clear. Reality starts to get a little faded. You have to work on getting your reality, Moshe, to get closer to your ideals. You know Hashem's Emet, you know Torah's Emet, you know Moshe's Emet. That's gorgeous. That's great. You're right. Congratulations. You picked the right choice. To live your life that way is another question. And now I can say my story. What happened at the Kotel Friday night?
This Friday? Last
This
Shabbat?
Shabbat. Friday night we're at the Kotel. And now I told Rabbi Zilberg the Kotel is like what was his name? Kal Savua, right? Rabbi Akiva's father-in-law. Kal Savua. Why? You walked in hungry, you left full. So I was like, okay, relax. So I walked into the Kotel crying. And I left smiling. Okay. The Shabbat also you can't cry. We pray Minha, we pray Arvit, and now the minyan that we're at, we say Shir HaShirim every Friday night. And my son says Shir HaShirim, so we always do that. They didn't say Shir HaShirim. We finished the minyan. So I asked my son, I go, you want to say Shir HaShirim? So he goes, yeah, he likes it. So me and my father and my son, okay, Mandel down 3 generations, sitting all together saying Shir HaShirim. Now, before I continue, there was one thought that popped in my head. When I was at the Kotel during Minha, I see the Kotel, and right above the Kotel, you see the sky. The sky was beautiful. There was clouds, right? Not
You can
not
see-
about.
But you can see the sunset coming through.
No, I didn't see the sunset. I saw blue, beautiful, beautiful blue,
Nice.
and I saw like a little little sky, little clouds, whatever. It was pretty. And I said to myself, I don't care what's going on in the world. This is the safest place to be. Okay, now, the Kotel. Why the Kotel? The Kotel. Why? Because you had the Shekhinah, not a big wall, wise guy. Because you have the Shekhinah is by the Kotel. Listen to me.
My son was there at night also with the sirens.
You boys done? I can give you another few minutes if you need. I'm cool with it. And my father tells the Shekhinah. The Shekhinah we know is the wife. Hakadosh Baruch Hu is the husband. We've gone through this before. Shekhinah is the wife. And my father told me about a year ago, that just popped into my head, that a mother would let the world burn before she lets anything happen to her son. It happened.
Yeah.
So he says, Shekhinah is my mother. I ain't worried. I have nothing to do with any azakah. Nothing. Just chilling. It's fine. Then Mincha comes, Arbit comes, Shir Hashrim, all of a sudden, siren. Siren.
Oh, yeah, the siren there.
Siren.
Yeah.
Kodam Arabi,
My son was
right?
inside.
We had the guy on the
Yeah,
phone,
we were inside
the
the
Mishtara, Mishtara, and we're like, what's going on? I thought like the Mishtara is coming to start singing like we do. I don't know how to speak Hebrew. And I see everybody running.
To the tunnel.
Yeah, but they were in
They were running.
Everywhere.
Like, you know,
Listen, it happened in slow-mo for me because I was smiling the entire time. No, I'm serious. I'm not. No, this is very important to me. This is very important to me because when it another time in my life, it happened where I was in a dangerous position, not Israel or war or anything like that, and I didn't think about Hashem, and I wasn't confident. I didn't freak out. I just didn't turn to Hashem. It bothered me. Every day it bothered me.
Afterwards.
Every day it bothered me.
Yeah.
And Friday night, and I saw, not a lot of people saw because they were running. I saw the Iron Dome intercept the rocket. And I got to see and it was beautiful. And it was beautiful.
It was right above the kotel.
No, it was further, but it was close where you could see. When things are high, they look much closer. But I saw it, and it was beautiful because the sky was nice and blue, and the gold, the color Zera Shimshon, by the way.
They said that this missile was going to Harabait, actually.
Our
The
website
army-
also.
The army said that it was going to Harabait.
That was it. And I saw it explode. And I smiled. I said, this is gorgeous, Baruch Hashem. And my boss was like, let's go, guy, are you crazy? I go, no.
I said you got to do what you got to do.
I know. I said fine.
Nobody was afraid.
No, we weren't
Nobody.
afraid. But okay. So my father, I got to go. I said fine. I agreed. Hishtalut is your obligation. It's not an option. It's not an option. Hashem created the world on the condition that everything that He created, every creation was with the understanding of procreating. Everything that Hashem made was with the agreement that you will procreate. You will make more. You have to do. You cannot sit. It is asur. It is asur to sit and do nothing. You must do. Good. So I felt good. It was very close to me because I felt, okay, I'm getting closer. My ideals and my reality are coming a little closer because I didn't freak out. And it felt good. It felt good because life is really a game of chicken. The difference is how way do you hold? You're going to talk to someone and he's going to say, oh, you crazy? Because I told people I got different answers. One guy said, very nice. The other guy is jumping out of his seat. No, you can't do that. No, you got to run. Another guy said, wow, that's a beautiful story. All depends where you're holding. It all depends where you're holding. You know how many stories are going to come out when this war is going to be over, God willing? How many stories about the hand of God being with them? I talk to soldiers all the time.
Yeah, my son's got them already.
And ones that don't try to ask or try whatever, I ask them and they say, now that I think, one guy told me, he goes, I remember I was like in the bushes or whatever, and they were on a mission, and he heard or he felt the wind of the bullet going right by his ear. And he said, because you can't say it, he's got to say it. He's got to see it. He goes, I felt God did that for me.
Yeah,
but it happens all the time, and not everyone agrees.
Yeah.
You have Be'eri. You have two people, God forbid, but that lost family members. One person says, "I realize now that the Arabs is done. It's wrong. We can't make peace." Another one saying, "This is strengthening my belief. We got to make peace."
No.
Yeah.
There are still people. Yeah.
You know, I told my wife. I told her the fact that how many people passed? How many people got murdered?
1400.
1,400. No, it was less. It was 1,200 and something. You have to realize, it says in the Gemara Cholin, we've said this before, that a person does not stub his toe unless Shemaim says so. Your person doesn't, how you stub your toe on the bed?
Bang it on the table.
Bang it on the bed? And you stub,
I thought it says
that's from Shemaim. Even that's not from Shemaim. Even that's from Shemaim.
That's what it means, no kifetz ball. I thought no kifetz ball means like move your finger.
No. The point is that if that many people, listen to me, if that many people passed away, that means in order to get us to like each other, to be nice. I know, but I'm trying to be whatever. They were murdered. Whatever. That's exactly.
They found many more after this. So
okay, whatever.
Big numbers.
Okay, I know, but that means Hashem deemed it that if it was one less, we would not get the achdut we have today.
Yeah,
because what father wants to kill his kids? And the fact that he did it means that he needed. This is the minimum amount of people that have to die for this to happen. You understand? The minimum amount of people that have to die in order to get the achdut. These jetbag kids that we have. I call my kids dibs in Arabic. It's like bear, the idiots. Right? Just behave. Do the right thing. It's not that difficult. Hashem's telling us, just be nice. I'll tell you, by the way, you have to realize, what's Simchat Torah? Simchat Torah, what does Simchat Torah represent? One day after 40 days of Selichot, of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Lulav, Etrog, Sukkot, everybody goes home, give me one more day just to chill. That's what he's saying. That's what Hashem says. One more day. Just hang out there. Don't go. Like when my kids are leaving, I say, wait, give me two more minutes. Give me one more minute. Let me hang out with you. One more minute. It was taken away. It was taken away. Why? Because you don't deserve it. Because the children aren't behaving. We're turning the car around, like my mother would say. We're turning her around. We're going home.
We've all done that.
We've all done that. We have to be together. And if he would have taken one less, you understand? He takes what he needs to take. He takes what he needs to take.
Shouldn't take any more.
Amen. Obviously, amen. Love each other. Follow the Torah. Follow the Torah. Love the Torah. Be excited to go to shul in the morning. Don't say, "Oh shoot, I gotta go to shul." Learn the words. Learn the words of the tefillah. Do you know what you're saying? Baruch she'amar v'haya olam. What does that mean? Thank God he said, let's make a world. Baruch, thank God, She'amad, that he said, V'haya ha'olam, let there be a world. Baruch hu, thank God, because if not, we'd be now, where would we? Nothing. Learn what you're praying. Learn what you're saying. Care. Don't ashecha me, ashecha you. So that's the message. The message is, oi. What's going to be by Yom Adin? The busha that we know what's happening. Yom Adin, what's going to be? We need to know. We need to be aware. Be cognizant. People get insurance, all sorts of insurances. Why? For just in case it happens. But when it comes to time for Shabbat's over. Okay, what time Shabbat over? Why? Because Yetzer Hara does that to us. I remember when I was younger, I'd be like this. Waiting. Why? You're missing the whole point of life. So now, by the way, go to Yud. It's a short one. It's a short one, but it's a good one. I want to make sure I'm clear. Work on your love for the mitzvot. Work on your love for the mitzvot. Don't expect to teach your kids to love the Torah if you don't try to love the Torah yourself. Then take it. What am I going to do? I have another one, but it's not Otzkro. Go to Yud. This is a great question. Now we went through Yosef and the Achim, right? Why? Let's talk about when Yosef meets Yaakov for the first time. There's a very giant problem that happens, by the way, and it's really something crazy. The pasuk says, "Vayar elav vayipol asavarav." Right? He sees him, and he falls on his face, on his shoulders, and they hug. What does Rashi say? Aval Yaakov lo nafal asavar Yosef, velo neshako, and he didn't kiss him. Why? Lefi shaya koreh kriyat shema.
Love it.
Love it. Love it.
Vegas.
When you tonight,
What you were saying, while
what I felt and what I wrote were two different things.
What?
I couldn't tell you that. It's not proper. It's not my place.
Yeah, sure.
But your son said it. And that was great. Guy, you listen to this? His son has not been home in 2.5 months. He texts me. Listen, right. Yosef falls and hugs and cries. Yaakov does nothing. Stays still. Why? Because say Kirat Shema.
At the moment he saw him, he was
Didn't hug him back.
while he was in the middle of saying Kriya Shema, or he just started saying Kriya
Started
Shema.
No, he's in the middle.
Shema.
No, it says Shaya Koreh, which means it's in the middle. Or he's saying it. I don't know. He's in it. I don't know.
Vegas.
I don't know.
He's not hugging.
Don't
his
talk
son.
Devikut. He's saying Kirat Shema. That's what it says.
That's what she's the Vegas. It's a hug.
Fine.
So then, yeah.
So Eli tonight, realize his son has been away for 2.5 months. And it's getting him crazy. Because sometimes he sends me a whole bunch of messages that don't make sense. And I just ignore them and it ruins my week.
Sorry.
Yeah. But now tonight, no, he knows. But now tonight, listen, but now he finds out tonight that his son's coming home. It's 6:00. So he's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it tonight. And I told him, don't, stay home, be with your son. Because that's what a friend tells the guy, it's okay. When I leave, when I come home, when I come back, and it's either go to Minyan or come home and see the family, I send a message to the family. I'll be home about 8:00, Minyan's about 8. Should I go pray or should I come and see you? I want them to answer.
Go to Minyan.
Some say yes. Huh? Let them say.
It depends on the mood.
It also depends on the mood. I can go on about that. Right. So you understand? But his son told him, go learn. His son told him, go learn. I wanted to tell him that, but it's not my place. Just because you know something doesn't mean you could say it. You heard that, Moshe? Just because you know something does not mean it's your place. But it was his son's place. And that's good.
Yep.
That's good. So now Yaakov, let's tie it into Yaakov. Yosef comes, falls on his shoulder, starts crying. Yaakov does nothing. Why? Koreh Kriyat Shema. And the Mefarshim, the Gur Aryeh, by the way, is powerhouse.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Right? Lama davka kara Yaakov et Shema be'et. Why would Yaakov say Kriyat Shema when he knows that Yosef is coming to him? And if you want to think that's because he wants to read it before Vatikin, like Shulchan Aruch says, then why wasn't Yosef saying Kriyat Shema?
It feels like he's gonna have a heart attack and die.
Nah, stop it. What are you talking?
Say Shema, it's the last thing you do before you die.
If it's the time to say Kriyat Shema in the morning, if you look at Shulchan Aruch, the proper time to say Kriyat Shema is before Vatikin, before Netz. Before Netz Hama in the morning. Before Netz. No, Netz is Amidah.
Okay.
You have Kriyat Shema Birchotea. You say before Netz. Then if it's the time, so if you want to say it's Netz Hama before Netz, very nice. Then why is what's the matter with Yosef? He's dropping the ball. We know everybody. Everyone's called Krashim.
Was a literature Svadi.
No.
Was a chassid.
Right. We have time. We got time.
I don't think you can have a different coming from the same,
Look. Why not?
It's a long time.
So that's the question. So the question is, why would Yaakov say Kriyat Shema now, and why, if it was Vatikin time, Yosef, if it was Vatikin time, then why wasn't Yosef saying it? And another question, that if you look at the Parshat of the pasuk, it seems like Yaakov saw Yosef because it says Vayera Elav. What does it teach you? That Yaakov saw him.
If he saw him, then why is he all of a sudden going to say Kriyat Shema?
But you have to. So it sounds like because he saw him, he said Shema. Because he saw him, he said Shema. Why? Okay, let's see inside. Ve'od kashe mipeshat hakatuv, from the regular Peshat to the pasuk. It seems like Yaakov called Yosef. I'm sorry, that Yaakov saw Yosef by the words of the pasuk vayira elav, right? That he saw him. Teaches you that Yaakov saw him, because if you don't say that, then what do you have to write the words vayira elav that he saw him for? So it means he saw him. And now why are you going to connect that? So he said the minute that Yaakov saw him, he saw it say Kriyat Shema. But that's shocking. V'zeh tema. V'gam in lomar. You can't say that Yaakov nasa enav v'ra oto be'emtza Kriyat Shema. We can't say that Yaakov saw him while he was in the middle of Kriyat Shema, because you know when you say the first pasuk of Shema, your eyes are closed. Mekubalim, right? You got to close your eyes. There's a sword behind when you say Shema. It says Shema Kil Shema. Your eyes have to be closed, not open.
He wouldn't have seen it first.
He would not have seen him. So the fact that he saw him means that he said Kriyat Shema because he saw him. Because otherwise, if it's not connected, then if he was in the middle of Shema, his eyes would be closed. His eyes wouldn't be open. The Hiyuv of saying Kriyat Shema in the morning, if you wake up late, say the first pasuk at least of Kriyat Shema, which now is about 8:30. Depends on who you 8:30, not 15. Maybe it's later, right? But we go about 8:30.
Yeah, I always do it straight away after Birkas Torah. I know there's an Indian to have to fill in on, but I think
Yes. What time do you wake up in the morning?
6.
What time do you go to Minyan?
I learn for 7.
What time do you go to Minyan?
8:10.
What time do you hit Kriyat Shema by?
We usually make it.
So then make it.
With fill in.
Must.
Yeah, but
It's
I'd
a do
rather
check
say it
in.
before.
It's a do check in.
Yeah, but then who knows what's
Then
going to happen? Like, what if I get distracted? I want to miss the key of the right side.
do it. Then pay attention, and you won't be a hayav hatat.
No mercy.
Wow.
Why? You could do it.
Huh?
But have you missed it in 8:10? Have you missed it once? Do you have any hashash to think that you might miss it?
The only day I woke up late since I moved to frat was Simple Torah. I woke up
That day.
It was weird.
I was also late to school that day.
Literally the bomb blew me out of my bed, like the missiles.
That's very
blew me out of my
creepy.
bed. The shaking of the
That's
house.
messed up.
No,
I was in America.
I was walking the dogs. And I was like, what?
Why were you walking the dogs? Should
I
have been
was
shul.
late. Why? Because
My first premier Torah was like,
perfect.
I wasn't Vegas. I don't know what you guys.
Oh, yeah?
All right, listen. So we have questions. So what's the answer? So look, the Mekubalim Seven Kavanot. Okay, the Arizal. Shema. Right, but I remember learning this. It's in the Zohar. Shema says Shema Elokeinu Hashem Echad. You have Shema and you have Echad. You have 4. You're done. Listen. You have Shema and you have Echad. You have 2 words, right? Shema. So it's funny because the Zohar says, I think it was the Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair that says it. That is, it has a secret, but he's not supposed to say it. But then they write the whole thing in the Zohar. What's that all about? What is Shema? The Ayin is big,
Yeah.
and the Dalet is also big.
I read Mezuzot.
Right.
The ayin is big and the dal is
So what does
big.
it mean?
Ed.
Ed.
It's like da.
Witness. What
Da.
are the letters that are left with? Excuse me. You conduct your business elsewhere, please. What is? Listen to me. Hello.
Business, not business.
Listen to me.
What
What?
change, man? Was this a business?
Look, I was trying to juice the guy. He's gonna EX him to a Torah.
You got me. You got a cemetery, you get a mezuzah for free. Heard
Listen.
Charles?
Come on, I want to wrap up. The Mekubalim write Shema and Ehad. When you take the ayin away, and when you take the dal, what are you left with? Esmach. Esmach. You'll be happy. When you take the ayin, listen, focus, boys. When you take the ayin, I'm gonna wait. Stop. You have Shema and you have Ehad. The ayin and the dalet spells ed. The balance of the 4 letters that are left spell out esmach. Happy.
That's the Edut.
Edut of Hashem.
Simcha.
You'll be besimcha. You'll be happy. Love the
That's a
Torah.
good that you're serving Hashem if you're happy. If you're not happy, you're not serving Hashem.
He also writes Sefer
If you're
Kavanot.
not happy, you're not serving Hashem.
That's true. Correctly. You're serving him, but you're not serving him right. You have disgruntled employees, they're still employees. What does the Dalet represent? The 4 Imahot. The Ayin Rabati, the big Ayin, represent in Shema the 3 Avot. The Ayin spells out, right? It represents 3 Avot. Why? Abraham is Hesed. What is Ayin? What does 7 you have to do?
3 pieces of iron.
Listen, The ayin represents the 70 bridges of Hesed. Remember, Abraham is Hesed. Yitzhak is Din. So Abraham is Hesed. What does the ayin have to do with Hesed? How are you going to connect it? There's 70 bridges of Hesed according to Shar Kavanot. Okay, 7 Kavanot. Sorry. Yitzhak is Din. So what does the ayin represent there? 70 elders of the Sanhedrin. Not yet. No. 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 Hesed, 70 bridges of Hesed.
Is that the Shivim Panim Torah or something else?
No, I'm sure they connected. I didn't learn it. Maybe it's connected, but I don't know. Yitzhak is Din. That's the 70 That's the 70 Sanhedrin, which are the 70 Zekenim and the Sanhedrin. Yaakov, look what Sefer Kavanot says. Yaakov is Shivim Nefesh. We know Shivim Nefesh, right? You'd say, by the way, is this week today's what's it called? Today's Shlai Mikra. Talks about how Yaakov is moving out. Well, his course is by the way moving. It's not a joke. It's a lot of stuff, and they didn't have closets. Okay, so it's a lot. So that's the Sefer Kavanot. Now, when up until now, when Yaakov did not see Yosef, he did not have his 70 nefesh. He had 69. He never saw Yosef yet. There's no Yosef. There's no 70 nefesh. Why are we 70 nefesh and not 70 nefashot? Because we're all one. We're all connected. We're the same.
Why 70 nefashot?
We're not. We're all the same guy. We're part of one body.
No, but when Yaakov Avinu came, it was 70 with all the kids and all.
But he didn't see Yosef yet.
Right.
He's going into.
He's asking why 70. He's asking why 70.
No, he said it's 70 nefashot.
Right. So
Oh,
Yaakov
because
and
because all the descendants, you have all the 11 tribes with the kids and the grandkids and the whole in Arabic, the whole dinya, the whole whatever, is the mishpacha is 69 people. Okay?
But 70 is the magic number.
70 is the magic number that Yaakov represents in the ayin of Shema. Okay? But now until he got there, he never got the 70. So now, well, look. Ve'ado tasha lo ra'a Yaakov shivim nevesh kulam beyahad. Never saw all the kids together. Ume'ata eneh sheba Yosef etzlo nityahadu kol hashivim. Now all the 70 comes together. Ve'lachen miyad, the minute he sees Yosef, he says vayera elav. He started saying Shema. In order to what? To complete the tikkun of the ayin of his part of Shema Yisrael. Woo! כדי להשלים התיקון והייחוד שמוטל עליו, that's contingent on him in the ayin of Shema. Because this was the first opportune time he had. Like it's the Mishnah Berurah brings the Ravad. You had a guy from jail, sends a letter, tells the Ravad, they're giving me a day out. What day should I ask for to go? I want to go pray. Should I go pray Yom Kippurim? Should I do Rosh Hashanah? What should I do? He says, the first minha you can take. The first tefillah, the possible that you have, that's what you go do. You grab the mitzvah the second you can. Do not wait. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. No. He could fulfill the ayin, is what that's mutal on the ayin and Shema on his part, his job to be metaken. By the way, you should know that Het Adam and Rishon was by Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov was already done. The tikkun was done. Between Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, the Zohar says they already did the tikkun of Adam and Rishon. How do we muftarize it? How do they come back? Mechilat Yosef. The body, the chest that's under Kisei HaKavod. We know there's 600,000 goof, right? 600,000. Huh? What?
What you said?
The
Avot fixed it and then Yosef brings it back.
Yeah.
Then it happens again with Matan Torah and.
Yeah. Well, we're a work in progress. We're gonna tell you.
No,
We have
we improve after each one.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We're doing great. We are the most dysfunctional marriage. Okay, between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The most dysfunctional marriage. And he loves us more than you love your children. He loves you more than you're gonna love, God willing, all your grandkids. And he loves you more than your grandparents love you. And he loves you more than you did when you first met your wife. And the day of your wedding day. God loves you more than you ever could imagine. He loves you so much that you can't even imagine. And then multiply it. And then triple it.
So why does it say this?
Not more than triple.
So Shivim Nefesh is that we're one. I was starting to say that the chest of all the neshamot. No, Shivim Nefesh. Right? So what's the question?
Now we're saying 69, right? But it wouldn't so yours it was 70.
Yeah.
It's really 66.
That's
Well, you had Yocheved that was born at the Homot of Mitzrayim.
You had Yosef, Asnat, Menashe, and Ephraim.
Right.
So there was 66 when they came in, and then there was the last 4 when he says this.
But this is when he see this is the first. What the Zera is saying, it's the first time he sees all Shivim together. You know, my mother-in-law, by the way, last year, 2 years ago, so COVID came. We had Seder by ourselves, and it was the best thing ever. It was the best thing ever. And I said, this is the way we're going to do it. Now, the following year, of course, my brother-in-law from America comes to Israel, and now my mother-in-law wants all her children at the table. Okay, so I said, nope. I call her, and she knows how I am. I call her and said, we're going to be there, and we're going to participate, and we're going to make sure it's a great Seder. Like, we're in. That was after a week of arguing with Stephanie, but that's but at the end, I said we're a work in progress. Baruch Adonai Le'olam Amen Amen. Rabbi Hanina B'Kasher Amen. That's how Kadosh Baruch Hu Lezakot Yisrael Leficha Yibanu Torah B'Zo Shelemad. Adonai Hafez Leman Tzidko Yigdil Torah Ve'adid. Wait, make sure. Yeah. Amen.
Hey.
Amen. Amen.